Welcome to the latest edition of the LL Basketball Roundtable, brought to you by Student Transportation of America from the Arctic Studios in 101 North Queen Street, Lancaster. My name is Mike Gross. I'm back from my North American tour to host these proceedings. And to my left is Jason Guarente, who covers boys basketball for LNP, LancasterOnline.com. To my right, the Rhines.
Hello.
As always. Let's start with that remarkable point guard from Lebanon and what she did.
Oh, wow. Kyla Correa over your shoulder. There she is.
God bless her.
Amazing. Jason, great piece on her this weekend. That was fabulous and got a ton of great feedback. And
she scored 47 in the game.
Her.
In case you haven't heard.
And she
scored
went out
47 points in a 32-minute game, and she's 5'0" and she's a point guard.
Yeah.
Go, big guy.
Second time she scored 40 plus against McCaskey. I think when she sees Tornado.
And she also has a 30 plus.
And she had a 36-point game against
terrorizes the Red Tornado.
47 with 7 threes and 8 for 8 at the line. I mean, that's a magical kind of night. Just when you thought you've seen everything out of her, she drops 47. Wow. So Lebanon alone in first now by 2 games. And she's coming up close here on 2,000. She needs 130 at midweek. Jason, if you'd like, tell us what you learned about Correa doing that piece.
Just that, first of all, how unselfish she is.
Big time.
Because I think the 47 was kind of a sign of, I could do this if I wanted to do
every
this.
night.
Right?
Yeah, I got that in me.
Yeah, and I'm going to share the wealth because I have a 6'3" center, Liliana Harrison, and a shooting guard, Nala Brand. We're going to spread it around and we're going to win. We're not just going to be about me.
Yeah.
And what came across is how much everybody in that community loves her.
Yeah.
And that's not always the case when you have a superstar athlete.
That's a good point.
And that's because of the way she carries herself, because of the way she plays, and because of the way she has elevated the program and not just been about her individual accolades.
And also because, and I live in Lebanon, and Lebanon is a high school that is for a town. It's a town's high school, and they went 2 years without winning anything in boys basketball and in football. So she kind of stepped into that breach, and she really is kind of a little bit of a hero in her hometown.
Yep.
And also, she's got the Chris Paul-like instincts as a point guard.
Good point.
For how to negotiate your way through a defense, unbelievable handle, and she can go for 47. Yep. It's pretty cool.
Nice as pie, and every time I walk in the gym, she'll come over, shake her hand, how you doing? Yeah. Thank you for what you do. I mean,
we're at the point
awesome.
now where she's like, within the history of the league, she's a historic
absolutely
figure,
Absolutely. I mean,
especially if they win. They win the league championship.
That's right. They've got to win the league, and it looks like they kind of should, certainly could, and almost should.
Yep, they're the favorite, and I've wrote this a million times this year. She is the face of the league this year in LL girls basketball, kind of like how Bolesky was maybe last year. And if she hits 2,000, that cements her legacy. If they win the league, it cements the team's legacy. They've been a treat, man. Yeah, she's unbelievable.
Yeah,
she's unbelievable.
Really, it's 4 years. It's been 4 years because, and we were hearing about her in Lebanon long before she got to high school.
We knew she was coming in like 6th grade. What do you see this kid? And she has lived up to it and more.
Okay, we've talked about her a lot.
Yep.
Let's talk about a team that we have not talked a lot about, Octorara.
So I'm back from
Boys, Octorara boys.
Boys Octorara at Glen.
Mannheim Central had to go to Octorara, and if you have never been there, I suggest you go because there is no LL basketball experience that matches it. Columbia would be the closest, I think.
Yeah. Because
it's such a tiny gym, but I think Octorara might even be smaller in terms of the footprint of the actual gym. It is loud. The backboards are shaped like half moons and not rectangles. It unnerves opponents. It makes them play too fast. It makes them turn the ball over too much. And Central, which had 1 loss all season, it took them about a half to get their footing. And they were down 13, and then they were down 17, and they were able to figure it out and claw back, and they got back within 3, but it was too late. So Octorara beats Central. Both teams are 5-1 in Section 3, tied for first. Wow. They're done with each other. They have 4 games left. LS is the wild card lurking because LS is 4-2 and has both of those teams still on the schedule. LS will have to probably beat both of them to make the league playoffs. And if it beats one of them, it would probably determine the section race. But You know, those teams are 14-1 Octorara and 12-2 Central, and they're 3-4 in the 5A power ratings.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Jason, your unofficial role as president of the Ashland Chamber of Commerce notwithstanding, we didn't really see Octorara coming to this extent going into the season. Tell us about some of the players.
Well, they're young. They're all juniors.
Yeah.
They have one senior, but they have a lot of sophomores who played last season. They have Lazo Cristo, who's the point guard, who was a starter last year. He took the point guard spot from Zach Kirk. Remember him?
Oh,
they lost a almost 1,500 point score.
Yeah, right.
Vincent Taylor's their leading scorer. He averages 18 points a game. He's a 5'11", 6 foot, but real long. They have Vito Vespi, they have Carter Lambert, and they have Vincent Taylor, who are long reaches, and they just clog up that court, and it's hard to pass, and they're quick, and they turn it over. They're the highest scoring team in the league. I'm forgetting one of their starters that I haven't mentioned here so far. I'm gonna.
But you did a nice
Chase
job.
Fetro is the fifth starter. I forgot, but they're just quick, and they play fast, and they're small, and they run, and they score a lot of points, and they shoot 3-pointers.
And they have
It sounds a little bit like Penn Manor, like you're describing Penn Manor, who we thought lost Ethan Benny, and what are they going to do?
It's similar, but they have longer reach with some of their players, so they're defensively they're a little bit different, but they are similar.
And they have a coach down there who's a legend.
Yeah, Gene Lambert's an all-timer. He's more than 300 wins.
Nice.
It's funny, you look up at the wall, there's Southern Chester County League banners, there's Chesmont banners.
Yeah,
like Octorara's been around, but now they're trying to be a Lancaster-Lebanon League force.
Good for those guys.
Ryan, Section 3 in the girls has been
messy.
A pennant race.
Yeah. A lot happened on
talk a little bit
Tuesday.
about that.
A lot happened on Tuesday. At the start of Tuesday, Manheim Central, Northern Lebanon, and Lancaster Catholic were tied. Northern Lebanon beats Manheim at the Derb in a great game that went down to the end. LS had a 6-point lead against Catholic. Catholic comes back, takes the lead with under a minute to go, and they win. So Northern Lebanon and Lancaster Catholic are tied for first. Barron's slipped a game out. Barron's at Lancaster Catholic on Thursday, which now is a huge game, and next Friday, Catholic against Northern Lebanon. So three teams.
Which beat Catholic the first time.
Catholic won at Northern Lebanon by 2.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Manheim beat Lancaster Catholic.
Yeah.
And that rematch is Thursday of this week, and that'll be a great game.
Okay.
So yeah, a lot going on in Section 3. That's an awesome race. Catholic's won 6 in a row now, and they're playing really well.
Okay, let's go for the good of the order and what's coming up next. Jason Guarente.
Big game Friday will be Ephrata against Conestoga Valley. They're tied for second in Section 2, so that will be for playoff positioning. The winner will be in the playoff spot with 3 or 4 games left to go.
And it looks like Warwick's cruising in that section.
They've handled the closest teams pretty well, and they're still undefeated in Section 2. Section 1 is just a potluck mess. I mean, you have Cedar Crest and Penn Manor are both 4-2 right now, so they're the top 2, and then you have 3 teams at 3-3. So keep your tiebreakers handy.
That reminds me of one of those years in the NFL where like everybody in the NFC West is at 500, but somebody's going to win it. You know, that's how it is. Yeah.
Good of the order, girls. Let's go 1,000-point kids. Janae Patterson, Pequay Valley Jr., became the 225th LL girl to score 1,000. That's a cool number. Linville Hill senior Desiree Smucker. She's in. First girl at Linville Hill to get it. Stephen Smucker got 1,000 last year for them. 3 girls coming up quick. Fisher at Lancaster County Christian, 962. Masters at Mount Calvary, 915. You mentioned Liliana Harrison for Lebanon. She's at 914. Thursday's Catholic Manheim Central. Friday is Ephrata CV girls. Ephrata's out front by a game over the Bucks. Bucks are playing good. They've won 4 in a row. Ephrata's won 10 in a row. I'll catch you in Whitmer on Friday. It's getting good, man. Mid-January, a lot of good stuff going on.
There were Elijah Slayback for Anvil Cleona got to 1,000 on Monday, and Noah Bailey is less than 10 points away, so he'll be next for Solanco. Yeah.
Excellent.
Oh, okay. Very good.
Good
All
stuff.
right.
Good stuff.
That's it, gang. Section races have taken shape. Oh, yeah. We're not really at the point where we're going to be talking about league playoffs or district playoffs yet, but certainly the section races have taken shape. So there's a lot of games that are sort of significant in the next couple, at least until we speak again. So this has been the LL Basketball Roundtable, brought to you by Student Transportation of America. For Mike and for Jason and for Jeff, we'll see you next time.